about borders or nations or anything. It has huge value in other regards, but we got to help real people. And when you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars into nutritional education, where you now know that the returns on investment are teeny tiny, and you could be sending hundreds of millions of dollars in development aid properly administered in Africa and South Asia, oh my God, like you have 100-to-1 life-saving potential that
You
you're
wouldn't
like,
do well in politics with that message. I'll tell you
There's a reason I'm not in politics. You know?
You wanted to talk about muscle. Can I tell you my take on it? And then
Yes, I
want to
would
hear
love that.
Because I don't want your thing to influence what I'm going to say.
Oh, of course.
My thought about muscle is that right now, muscle is talked about as a longevity organ because, like, for example, someone will get an invite to a podcast and they'll say, what's the most important organ? And they'll say your thighs. Because if you have good thigh muscle, you can stay independent, you can go see your friends, you can exercise, increase in muscle tissue, decreases rates of hip fractures and balance, and they'll point to all these things.
Cringe.
And I think muscle is incredibly important. And there's even a protective factor in muscle from obesity and regaining weight after losing weight if you were once obese. But I think it's just another phase of excitement to talk about obesity in a new way. That's my thought.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Okay.
You said it all. All right, cool podcast. Wish all of them were this easy.
No, but what's your thought, or how does it differ from mine?
So I think there are two components that in the real world are enormously effectual for health, long-term longevity, and a massive reduction in morbidity, even more than an increase in longevity. And that is the balance of muscle and fat that you have. Fat's the more important one of them by a factor of like 8 or some shit like that. But muscle.
Destiny, heritability is about genetic variance within a particular environment, so yeah, it doesn't mean a trait is not environmentally influenced. Yes, true, correct. I think it's all, is it within one generation? I think it's within one generation, and I think it's if the offspring are functioning in the same environment as the parents, then heritability is supposed to predict how much of the difference in the traits of the offspring is due to the parents' genetic profile, genetics, genes, genome.
Is also important. And so at any given body weight, if you have more muscle and less fat, you are profoundly more healthy in every measurable way. And if your body weight is also relatively lower, you're also profoundly more healthy. So when we are seeing people who are, let's say, in their 50s or something, their blood work's good, health outcomes are good, no concern. A regular, and I don't want to ascribe any opinions to people, so this is all Fantasyland nonsense, which is really should be the title of the podcast. Mike's a delusional idiot.
Haven't we mapped the human genome? How is this stuff a mystery anymore? Because even when they've tried, because theoretically in the early 90s, I think it was the mid 90s, we had the entire human genome mapped. Like we very quickly began designing like whole people based off of our understanding of genetics. But when they did the first like twin genetic creation project or whatever, where they were giving like powerful dominant traits to one twin and recessive traits to the other twin, that recessive traded twin was still superior to the dominant trait twin in every single way, which is why Snake defeats Liquid Ocelot, and he was the superior of the Les Enfants Terribles or whatever fucking project. Okay, it doesn't matter. Genes aren't important.
Comma, and a Nazi, in parentheses, Hitler himself reborn. So when people in a traditional medical establishment, which I don't ascribe you to be in.
I am.
Yeah, but you're one of these modern thinking doctors. You don't even smoke cigarettes when taking patients. What are you doing? You know, Dr. Gundry said.
I'm glad Good Mike said that. Like, you're not part of the establishment. No, I am. I am part of the establishment, right? Notice the, it's like a no true Scotsman fallacy. I'm not trying to say he's doing a thing, but it's like, you do this thing where when you talk to a guy that you agree with, oh, you're outside of the establishment. I can tell because you've got cool thoughts. And then other people are tempted to say, yeah, I am not part of the establishment because that's bad. But it's like, no, I am part of the establishment and I can have good thoughts too, right? I'm glad that he identified that way.
Medical establishment, which I don't ascribe you to be in.
I am.
Yeah, but you're one of these modern thinking doctors. You don't even smoke cigarettes when taking patients. What are you doing? You know, Dr. Gundry said. I'm becoming angry at various clips of Gundry in my head. So when people see 50, 55-year-olds in their office, regular health screening, and all the blood work is good, they're like, sweet, have at it. You're great. See you next time. If I'm a person who's got, a little periscope to the office and I see them, and I see that person has a relatively low amount of skeletal muscle mass, and a high degree of relative adiposity. Relative body fat is higher. You know, people that are like normal weight but kind of made of mush, skinny fat or whatever.
Like me right now.
I've been looking at your body for quite some time. I haven't seen anything I've disliked yet. So,
Well, thank you.
No problem.
For your objective measure.
Okay, can we like stop the podcast and get it popping?
Yes.
The cameras can stay on, by the way.
That's a different show, Mike.
Oh, nice. I heard that's going well as well. Mine is also mostly feet. I digress. When I see that person, and if I'm that doctor, and I'm not a medical doctor, but if I'm like a consultant to the medical doctor, like, hey, sports scientist, what do you think? I'll be like, we got to try to talk to this person about resistance training consistently, eating a diet of enough protein to make a difference, and trying to get the balance of their fat and muscle through whatever ways. Decrease in fat, increase in muscle. Usually it's much more decrease in fat because muscle gain doesn't go as high as fat loss is capable of. I want to see them next time in the office just thinking of older folks, you know, like a Willem Dafoe. Do you know who that is?
Of course.
I've
It
heard of
doesn't
him.
matter what age he is, he's fucking lean. And he's kind of jacked. Not jacked, but he's like, what?
Did Dr. Mike do, or did Good Mike do Evil Mike dirty here? Are there more jacked pictures of William Dafoe? Because he's just lean here. I don't think anybody would consider this jacked in any sense of the word. I think he's just pretty lean, right?
Wiry. A person 55 years old of Willem Dafoe's body composition, to me, is a person who is, outside of crazy whatever drug habit or whoever the hell knows, for real people in the real world, at just the value of their body composition as a predictive variable for future morbidity and mortality. I would say, like, if you're in really good health, but you have a high degree of adiposity or low degree of muscle mass, even if you're of a healthy weight, you need to get to work on making your muscle mass higher and your fat mass lower, because that is going to have a huge effect on how your health is later. And so if I'm a consultant to medical doctors, I don't rest until every patient I see over the long term eventually comes back to the office with visible muscularity.
You literally can't do this though, right? As a doctor, there's no, how do you make your patients work out? You can't do this. Like every single doctor would prefer this if it was possible, but you can't. How are you going to make your patients? Like people say this, like, what are you supposed to do?
And no grotesque aggregated adiposity, like massive spare tire, thighs, etc. Or if they flex their arm, there's some hard stuff in there versus just goop. Now, none of this is a personal judgment whatsoever. I actually don't value people more or less based on how jacked or lean they are to any extent. I don't
You should. Jack people are better humans. We should all be embarrassed if you're fat or skinny fat. Okay, we are worse people. Okay, don't fool yourself.
care at all. Most of the best people that I look up to in the world, I don't even know what their body comp is. I don't care. But as far as an individual perspective, the more muscular you can be and the leaner you can be, especially the latter, but definitely the former, the healthier you will be long term. And the strength of these variables as effector variables is so massive that I don't want that doctor letting people out of his office with good blood work in their 50s who have very little muscle mass, but a lot of adiposity relatively, and just be like, you're good to go. I want that.
I don't think I think every doctor will always tell you, like, diet and exercise, diet and exercise, diet. But I mean, what the fuck is patients are fucking retarded because people are retarded. What are you going to do? I mean,
that doctor, if it's in the scope of practice and polite conversation to them, to be like, hey, you're doing good. Now your DEXA scan has you doing just fine. The bones look strong, but you'll benefit really, really greatly if you do some resistance training. Here are the resources for that. Here are the resources for diet, to work with a registered dietitian to bring the body fat down and the muscularity up. And the person's going to be like, why? My blood work's good. And you're like, see, it's good now, but the thing that makes it good is largely how much fat and muscle you have over years and years and years. That's my big contention.
You're a walking, at this moment, sitting oxymoron.
How dare you? I've never been accused of, guys, what word is that? What did he say? I'm
know-
not a moron.
do you know
and
why I'm saying
OxyClean
it?
was a great product.
Do you know why I say that?
I have my suspicions.
We had this whole 2-hour conversation, and the takeaway on your end, it seemed, was that the social issues require so much work, but are not going to give you the majority of the benefit. Does that sum it up somewhat fairly from an obscure side? And then you want, in the limited time we have in our offices, to change human behavior by telling...
No! Oh my God! Did he just bring it all back? I'm sure Evil Mike. Should we call him Hitler Mike? No, I'm just kidding. Evil Mike will have a counter to this. I'm calling him Evil and Good Mike just because that's what they present as. Like, if this was a movie, this guy looks like he would be Good Mike, and that guy looks like he'd be Evil Mike. But I don't think one of them is good and one of them is evil, just to be clear.
telling them, hey, lift more, and you think that's going to lead to actual human behavior change? When we look at recommendations...
Oh, no. How long... okay, so Dr. Mike, this guy looks young, right? I'm going to guess. I'm about to fire off a bullshit guess, and I'm going to say 40. How old is Dr. Mike? Damn! 35. How long was he actually practicing for before he became a YouTuber. Because it would be funny if these guys like like I feel like it's so funny because you've got like this guy who's almost like a genetic fucking determinist, Evil Mike, and then you've got this guy who's like, we need to socially engineer better environments. Yeah, good Mike. But I bet if you looked at the way they talked and treated individuals, it would almost 180. Where Evil Mike, you know, is like, help, Evil Mike, I am a small dude. What should I do? Bro, diet, go to the gym, compound lifts, PPL, whatever you want to do, man. Like every day you got to try your hardest. And then like Dr. Mike is like, I got this fucking patient. Every time I see this motherfucker, he's 10 pounds heavier. This dude is going to be the whale from the fucking movie with the mummy guy, okay? I'm fucking drugging the fuck out of this guy. He won't stop eating. His blood pressure is getting higher and higher, all right? I just need him to not die while he's my patient, right? It's funny because I feel like the approach is going to, not to say that one of them is good or bad or that either is, it's just funny because of the type of people they see, right? Like a person going to Evil Mike's channel is like, I want to improve myself and get better. And a person going to, like the hospital already might have like medical problems or issues that are probably at least somewhat related to lifestyle choice and everything, right?
Of diet and exercise for weight loss. 98% failure over the long term.
Yeah.
Talk about getting little reward for the...
Damn, because see, he just like, for all of the social stuff he was talking about earlier, he just like fucking, I wonder if the Evil Mike will point that out. Did he just say, if you recommend diet and exercise, it's like a 98% fail rate? Is that what he's...
And then you want, in the limited time we have in our offices, to change human behavior by telling them, hey, lift more. And you think that's going to lead to actual human behavior change? When we look at recommendations of diet and exercise for weight loss, 98% failure over the long term.
Yeah.
Now they've like switched sides.
Talk about getting little reward for the time spent.
Sure.
The thing you're
See, this is where Evil Mike fucked up because he's low in conscience. I don't know what would make him more empathetic, actually. He should have just phrased this all from the perspective of, imagine a person walks into the clinic and then Dr. Mike would tell you, good Mike would tell you, I can tell you exactly when that motherfucker's going to die, plus or minus 2 years.
talking about, which I agree with, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Is the thing that actually yields the worst results.
Yeah, I didn't claim it was going to save humanity. The other thing is, if you deal with highly conscientious people, it is possible to have an effect.
It sounds like you have a bias for conscientious people.
I do.
Okay. Well, at least you said it.
Yeah.
Because you said you don't judge people based on their body mass, but you probably would judge them based on their conscientiousness.
We could have a long philosophical discussion on what judging people actually means. I appraise everyone I ever meet.
Okay, fair.
I've been on dates before where the girl's like, "Are you judging me?" I'm like, "Absolutely."
He's got to be like a hardcore. He is. I already know. He's a hardcore physical determinist or whatever the fuck you call it.
Are you the guy in the room that talks about what discrimination actually means?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Can you tell the audience?
I'm not trying to cancel myself anytime soon. Discrimination is the ability to tell things apart. Yeah, Thomas Sowell on my t-shirt, man. I can't do that.
I read Discrimination Disparities, and he did a great job talking about if your discriminatory taste with wine,
or with your sexual partners. Yes.
you will be a fine describer of wines.
Yes, exactly. So basically, first, if you tell people of low conscientiousness to like, hey, lift weights and eat better, reduce your body fat, fucking who gives a shit? So people who are high conscientious, they'll have a better time of it and be able to do better. But this brings me to the next part of my talk where...
Oh, fuck. Oh, I just had the worst. It might be too edgy. I don't think I can actually make the comparison. I think it's actually too edgy. But it would be the ultimate Nazi. It would be the ultimate like far right defeater for Never mind. I can't. I'm sorry.
This kind of social effect
that was so bad. I'm sorry.
Going to hit some people, but it requires so much effort in our modern food environment to constrain your adiposity, to increase your muscularity, that a lot of people just don't find it something that manages to squeeze in their schedule. And I think that if you have a situation where you tell people, like really, doctors across America are really pushing resistance training, they're really pushing lowering adiposity, even relative adiposity, if BMI is not too high, you're going to have a substantial effect that's in that 10% of solving the problem. But that's like tens of millions of people whose lives have been extended. It's wonderful. Exactly like I think that your sociological stuff is wonderful. It's great, right?
But you don't like it.
No, I love it. I just think it's just not super powerful. So I agree with total
Given that your career is about the non-super powerful thing.
Really, my career is about like sports science. It's a hobby. I work in the entertainment industry. Legitimately, sports is just entertainment. So that being the case, I think the next step, and this was described well in a review article recently written, we need to really seriously consider the development of a non-androgenic anabolic drug. So we've now have the modern anorectic drugs, the GLPs, GIPs, glucagon agonists, that have allowed us to kick down to any body weight reasonably as we tolerate the drugs. Any body weight you want, you just crank the dosage, eventually you get to that body weight, as long as you're just remotely interested in eating sort of the right things.
Not necessarily the case.
I'll debate you all day.
It's not my take. Again, the bariatric surgeon said that once you're in the BMIs of 50 and 60, the GLP-1s are not getting you where you need to be alone.
Okay, that's probably true, but how many people are in BMI of 50, 60? Wait, is that what extreme obesity is? What BMI is morbid obesity? Is 40 or higher. How many people are in 50 or 60? No offense if you're out there listening, I'm so sorry. Or take offense, that's pretty big. Okay, I think at that point we can bully you a little bit. Percentage of people over 50 BMI. I'm gonna guess, fuck, wait, I didn't look. My guess is gonna be less than 1%. It has to be less than 1%. It has to be less than 1%. Okay, BMI over 50 is up to, in 2010, it was 0.55%. So, okay, sorry.
And that's why multimodal therapy is now the forefront of the research, where it's both.
Both what?
Bariatric surgery with the GLP-1 after.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, then you have also an insane number of fat cells at that point that are screaming really loud, and they just can't dial up the dose enough to. Yeah. So that's why I mentioned side effects. If you could mute the side effects and dial up the
We are breeding 50 BMI kinetic bombs to drop on Japan.
dose, you could get people in the 500 or 600 pound range to weigh 100 pounds within a matter of years. But they're going to look like skin bags or whatever, which I will say, I have to say this as much as possible. The skin removal techniques as an industry, surgical and non-surgical, are the $1 trillion question for modern medicine in the late 2020s, early 2030s. So whoever the fuck is listening, hit me up. I'll invest in your company. JK, please, well, I don't know, feel free to give me a shout out. I don't know if I'll see the email, but it's a big deal, right? Because Ozempic and all those drugs are helping so many people lose weight. And a lot of people think, like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to look like whatever, like the celebrity I like. And they're like, oh shit, skin just doesn't go away. And so skin removal is a big, big deal in the future. But so
maybe as bariatric surgery drops off, because the latest study that came out showed 130% rise in GLP-1 prescriptions and a 30% drop off in bariatric surgeries. So maybe as they have more time,
skin
because
removal.
when I asked the bariatric surgeon about that, she said that they have spent their time where they're performing less bariatric surgery, performing general surgery.
Interesting.
But maybe they could do skin.
For sure. And also like as...
Holy fuck. If you're super fat and you have skin removal surgery, can you save the extra skin? And then if you need to do skin grafts in the future, you can just use your extra skin instead of having to take it from other parts of your body? That's why I have 212 IQ and you have 95 IQ, bitch.
It's a very different thing from like developing medical techniques that are effective. If you're in a very niche field of medicine, it's just not a huge environment with a lot of like total part of the economy going into it and total amount of thought going into how to resolve those problems. There's lots of people thinking about heart disease. Very few people thinking about like, austere monogenic conditions. Or like there's 3 guys in the world that study your condition. I'm really sorry. Hopefully we'll get more AI about it in the future. But again, as literally tens of millions of people become candidates for skin removal surgery, that side of plastics is going to be like exploding because it's like, oh my God, like anyone who figures out 10x cheaper and more effective, easily recoverable and aesthetically more pleasing skin removal technique.
Now explain how to cook a chicken breast properly. Drop it in the rice cooker, bitch.
Out 10x cheaper and more effective, easily recoverable and aesthetically more pleasing skin removal technique. Bro, the medical companies that do the tech and the doctors that do best surgeries, huge. In any case, I digress.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the exact opposite of what the future looks like for food companies.
Oh boy, that's a whole other thing. We'll have to
I have a question because I love your philosophic answers on these. Name one industry that benefits from societal significant weight loss.
Name one industry that benefits from societal significant weight loss. Supercars, because now everybody can fit in a smaller, faster car. Airlines, because now people don't have to share seats with big people next to them. Elevator Repair technicians will have less work because fat people won't be causing elevators to crash. Fuck, what else? Who benefits the most? Fuck. Fuck. Porn? People saying porn. Well, what do you mean? There's plenty of porn stars. You're not running out of porn stars. Healthcare? Healthcare would suffer. What are you talking about? Now they're losing all their fat patients.
That benefits from significant societal weight loss.
Like if we
That's it. Oncologists, people that work in cancer treatment, because if everybody weighed less, they'd probably live longer so that they could develop more cancer. And the people that work in cancer research and cancer treatment would make way more money. True.
were to create like a better version of Ozempic 10.0 that is better, no side effects, no issues, and we can get everyone into a healthy weight, what industry benefits from
The
that?
junk food industry.
Benefits?
Yeah, hugely.
How does it benefit?
Because now you can eat junk food and it doesn't fucking matter.
No,
You're not
but
gonna
you
get-
No, the whole point of a GLP-1 agonist is it makes it so you don't want to eat that type of stuff. Wait, why would he say that? No, he's probably half trolling when he says that, right? He knows that he's like curb appetite, right? It doesn't make it so you can just eat infinite food and you just don't absorb the calories, right?
Industry benefits from
the
that.
junk food industry.
Benefits?
Yeah, hugely.
How does it benefit?
Because now you can eat junk food and it doesn't fucking matter.
No,
You're not
but
gonna
you
get to be a
consume
fat
less
piece of
junk
shit.
food.
Yeah, less. But you're not going to eat zero. And now you
Well, you're gonna eat less. What do you mean? He said what benefits?
can eat tons of junk food.
No, you can't. Wait, hold on, am I being retarded here? These make it said like if you eat too much, you literally just like you feel sick, right? Isn't this?
And as long as you get your protein and all the healthy foods in, you're not going to be excessive on calories because you fill up so fast. So now junk food companies want you to believe that junk food can be part of a healthy, balanced diet. And they're completely correct for a small fraction of people that have very low food drive. In the future, with monoanorectic drugs being ubiquitous, everyone's going to have low food drive. And it's actually true to say, like, dude, get a bag of Cheetos. And people are like, well, I don't know. They're going to lead to, no, they're not. Have a bag of Cheetos. You're fucking good. No one ever got fat from a bag of Cheetos. Now, hundreds of thousands of bags of Cheetos over the lifetime. That's the thing. The junk food industry is going to adapt and make junk foods that are maybe some of the similar ones today. They'll also maybe make ones that are slightly healthier, higher in protein. So an industry that's going to, I think, absolutely blow up is the high protein, healthy food, but fun snacking industry. You got a lot of people now that are losing weight. They're empowered by these beautiful new drugs, but they're like, I still kind of want to eat some fun foods, but I know some of the shit's not good for me. And
I feel like I would rather have a 4,000 calorie per day consuming customer than a 2,000 calorie per day consuming customer who also likes junk food. Like
these medicines have put me on the right path. Because is there any way I can eat like potato chips that aren't going to fucking kill me? Healthy junk.
those already exist. They're called baked lays, which are better than traditional ones, by the way. I wonder if they are even less calories actually. This is insane, dude. This is Biden's America. $72 for a fucking bag of chips. When I was a kid, these things cost like $20 max. That's fucking crazy, fam. That is crazy.
food is just glazed with glory and profit, I think. But junk food in general, I don't
Do you
think
think
is
more
gonna,
so than the current junk food that exists? Like there's higher profit margins in that than what it
in
is
healthy
now?
junk food? Yeah, hell yeah. Because more people are going to be. The
I just think right
medications
now,
are-
You can make that now. You know they already have that, right? They already have like healthy, like you can buy like protein cookies or like oh, what am I thinking of? What is it called? There's this, I actually super recommend this, by the way. What is it called? No, it's not Healthy Pop. Oh, this Skinny Pop popcorn shit. They already make a ton of junk food like this. How is he not aware of this? He must just be, he's trying to spitball an answer. A whole bag of this is 150 calories. This is good shit. I'm dead serious when I highly recommend this. If you're trying to weight loss and not be like fucking miserable in terms of eating shit, to be clear, this one Skinny Pop here is like the same amount of, like you could have 2 full bags of this and that's the same calories as a fucking like Hershey chocolate bar, okay? This is goated, all right? This is a goated snack food.
Oh, the foods are so hyper palatable and so addictive.
This must taste like nothing. That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
Hell yeah, because more people are going to be. The
I just think right
medications
now
are-
the foods are so hyper palatable and so addictive that whatever healthy junk food you have, there's no way someone's going to buy 10 bags
right.
of it.
So I do have an interesting prediction. Is there any way I can eat like potato chips that aren't going to fucking kill me?
What the fuck?
Healthy junk food is
Did they change something? The Matrix? Hello?
just
Right now, the foods are so hyper palatable and so addictive that whatever healthy junk food you have, there's no way someone's going to buy 10 bags
right.
of it.
So I do have an interesting prediction. There's not a real war, not a hot war, no shots exchanged. There is a war between hyperpalatable foods and monoanorectic medications. The response for foods development now is going to be like, okay, people are eating less with Ozempic. How do we make our food so fucking tasty, even with Ozempic? That
I pre-watched this. I did. That's what I did today. I was so productive today. I was on time and I still managed to pre-watch this entire fucking YouTube video.
they continue to eat them in large quantities. It's a cool thing. Eventually, it's just going to make a lot of food really, really amazing and really, really cheap. And a lot more people who want to be just as lean as they like eating those amazing cheap foods. And
Have you ever had Terra chips? Yeah, but I don't know if those are necessarily healthier than ordinary chips. Actually, I would say that I would be careful with those. Those are really good. The problem with those is I feel like you can eat like an entire bag of these. Oh my God, all of them are so good. I even like the purple ones are good. Literally all of them. There's so many different colors. Ooh, these things are deadly. Careful. Oh my God, these are deadly. Be careful.
moderation. But if in like 10 years you're not on a monoanorectic drug and you're like the average food drive and you just eat sort of whatever shows up to your mouth, the probability that you're going to be obese is insanely high.
Well, look at what he's saying. Isn't that environmental, right? So you're saying that a person of like moderate or even high conscientiousness could get mind fucked by their food environment? I don't understand how this didn't come up earlier, changing the food environment. No, hold on. No, it didn't come up a ton and I just didn't hear it. I feel like they didn't talk about it much.
Same prediction it would have been in the 1950s. Like think about the 50s, right? Not a lot of hyperpalatable foods going around. Just regular people with normal appetites that
Oh, see, see, I did pre-watch all this. True.
today are 300 pounds. We're like 175 pounds back then. You're gonna be like, dude, in the 2020s, you're gonna be fat. Like bullshit. No way. Like food is gonna be so good and so cheap. You have no
Wait, how is good, Mike, not saying like, well, hold on. What about your whole thing earlier about trait conscientiousness and genetic populations and blah, 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 right?
idea. Fast forward to the 2020s, you're like, dude, you're right. I can't stop eating this shit. That trend is going to continue. So the Ozempic stuff haven't ended. They're just another salvo in that fight of corporations bringing you pleasure. But ideally, the best corporations bring you all the pleasure with none of the side effects, which is why I think healthy foods that are super tasty but are good for you and fill you up. My God, imagine a bag of chips you could buy.
Okay, hold on. You're talking about like ultra god foods. Yeah, if you could make a food that was super tasty and really good for you and highly satiating, yeah, no shit, this would be like the god food. Well, of course. What do you? Yeah, no, duh. I don't think you could just like super easily just make that though. Or like if you could, I imagine somebody would have made it by now, right? What is this? Oh, this is a Hershey's Cookies and Cream chocolate bar. Damn, that must be really bad for you. No, actually, this whole candy bar is actually 400 calories, but it leaves me feeling full for 12 hours, and it actually hits 200% of my required micronutrients and 100% of all the macros that I need for the day. It's yeah. So, oh, cool. Why didn't we think of that? Why not just make a candy bar that fills you up, that takes your whole appetite, takes care of it, and satiates you completely, and has all your micros and macros, and is low calories? What were we thinking? Why not just make that food?
That was very nutritious, unbelievably delicious, and was super, super affordable. You would just eat that regularly.
No shit.
And because that company continues to sell you chips and has nothing to apologize for and can advertise like, you can make this part of your diet.
Can you name one food like that right now?
No. Wait, did he say yes? No shot. What's he going to say? What is he going to say? Wait, he
Apologize
didn't say
for
sure.
and
Hold
can
on.
advertise like,
Hold on.
you can make this part
Wait.
of your diet.
Can you name one food like that right now?
Oh, I have a...
I want him to say. Hold on. I pre-watched, so I know what he's going to say. I pre-watched it. I know what he's going to say. I pre-watched. Okay, hold on. Let's think. Okay. Rack our brains. There's no current candy bars. He's not going to name like a Quest cookie or like some. No, it's not going to be like a protein shake or anything like that. It has to be high in protein. Probably whatever it is. It's going to be like a. Fuck. What's he going to say? I have no idea what he's going to say. I hope he says wait. No. Yeah, okay. He has to say skinless chicken breast, unseasoned. And that's it. That's the answer. Unseasoned grilled, skinless chicken breast.
A really good example, Fairlife shakes.
Okay, never mind. Just kidding. Are these like really good? Do I need to ditch the Soylent? Oh, wait. Ooh. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. These don't taste bad, but I don't know if I would say these taste amazing. They're kind of watery, but I'm probably used to drinking stuff that's not as watery, I guess. Oh my God. Dude, in Sweden, in the gyms, they had these protein shakes that were so goated. Does anybody have any idea what the fuck I could possibly be thinking of? Oh, hold on. I hope that I find it and you guys get triggered because they're the worst ever. Fuck, was it this? I'm trying to remember. It was in these shaped bottles. It might be these. Fuck, I feel like they looked a little different. I don't know what the nutrition is. Okay, I don't know. Not gonna be able to find it. Whatever. It might have been the last one. But I don't know. Google Arla protein. I think it had like a sleeker, like a more minimalist design, if that makes sense. Like it didn't have all this design shit on it, but don't know, don't care. All right.
The dairy-based protein shakes.
Correct. They are unbelievably delicious and really, really nutritious as
All
well.
right. Are you sponsored by them?
No, God, no. Fairlife, please sponsor us. I love them. I love you. I'll sing your praises. Dude, Fairlife's amazing. Yeah. There's lots of like cool chicken sausages they have now that you can get at the store and grill up that are incredible macro, super high protein, low fat, and they're ultra delicious and super healthy. So,
Heme iron.
Say that again?
Heme iron.
What's that?
Dangerous component of meat-based foods.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, let's make a sausage together. That's like the prime drink or the, what's that, Lunchly of sausages? I'm kidding.
Lunchly.
It's terrible what you did on Twitter, by the way.
What did I do on Twitter?
I'm kidding. You had that one post about Twitter misrepresenting all of your
YouTube.
make-believe tweets of yours. Remember?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
That's so fun. Yeah. All's fair in love and thumbnails and titles. So.
No, that's not right. I don't agree with that.
Well, that's my opinion, not yours. What the hell were we talking about earlier when you took me off track on the philosophical bullshit? Oh, yes.
Probably more
I'm back.
philosophical
No, I got it. So it's all the same. So doctors' offices and telling people, hey, you should lift more weights and do this. Non-androgenic anabolics. We've already started to solve the problem of food drive and appetite with medication. But now we have an even bigger problem in the muscle mass side. It used to be low muscle mass was something that affected predominantly older individuals of certain ethnic groups more than others. People from Southeast Asia struggle with low muscle mass, and you've seen a lot of the metadata on their health stuff. People in their late 20s who are type 2 diabetic, and you're like, you're not even overweight. Like, muscle to fat ratio is all wacky, right? And so what we had, and this is going to be worse and worse of a problem over time, is the only thing keeping many, many overweight Americans non-sarcopenic, which is to say enough muscle mass to not cause activities of daily living or metabolic dysregulation. The only thing keeping them having high enough muscle mass was their enormous food intake. Because if you eat more food, you gain muscle and fat. Now they're going to be eating less food, but they're not getting into fitness and activity, not all of them. So you're going to see these new modern anorectic medications drive a new wave of sarcopenia. Junk food and overeating has just been covering up that wave of sarcopenia. Because like a lot of overweight older adults, they're not sarcopenic,
sedentary.
but as soon as you get them down in body weight, oh my God, they're sarcopenic.
Oh man. I'm going to make a big prediction here that I feel pretty strong about, even though I'm totally vibe basing this. My guess is going to be that having muscle actually doesn't really help that much in old age and isn't very meaningful. It's the process of building muscle that is probably the thing that is conferring all sorts of health benefits. So for instance, people that lift at the gym tend to be more flexible. Flexibility is a huge predictor of injury. I think even more so than muscle mass. Just being more flexible is really good for you. People that go to the gym are engaging in a lot of cardiovascular health. Your lungs are working, your heart is working, your heart rate variability decreases and all of that. I guess something that would be really interesting is to see if people that do like tren, or if people that, for people that do steroids and get muscles that way without ever going to the gym, do they have similar health benefits conferred onto them as people that actually go to the gym and build muscle? Like, I know that people that do steroids will gain muscle and strength, but do they get like the increase in bone density, the increase in cardiovascular health, the increase in flexibility? I feel like they probably wouldn't. HOV increases. That'd be my guess. But to Destiny, sports equal gym. What?
We desperately need the development of a non-androgenic anabolic, because anabolic steroids, they build muscle real well, but they come with like 18 trillion different side effects. They're just non-starter. If you have a non-androgenic anabolic potentially attacking the myostatin regulation system, which is ultra powerful. You ever see those like cows that have like 2 times the muscle of the regular cow, or the greyhound or the mouse or whatever? That is already a monogenic vector of attack we could be developing, and who knows,
How does this disagree with him though? He's saying that, I'm sorry. The reason why I said that is because he's saying that at least if you're fat, you still have, I'm sorry, I didn't even explain where that disagreement came from. Sorry. He's saying that at least fat people have muscle because of how much muscle you need just to carry yourself around. But I don't know if that muscle is like beneficial or advantageous to have, as opposed to just being skinny with less muscle. Like, I think you'd probably rather be skinny fat than just fat. That'd be my guess. That like, just because you need a little bit of muscle to carry around all the extra fat you have doesn't mean that having a little bit of muscle offsets all of the negative health effects of being fat. That'd be my guess. But like, I feel like skinny fat is probably way better in terms of health outcomes, would be my guess.
I'm not in the pharmaceutical back end, but I guarantee you some
CRISPR
companies are
world
working.
at all,
Yeah. So these are all tractable problems. And as soon as we get a non-androgenic anabolic going, we can
I don't know what he means though when he says non-androgenic anabolic. I don't know what that means. I don't know what he means when he says that. But
prescribe dual therapy. So instead of coming into the office and saying you should lift weights and eat better, and they're like, okay, you're like, all right, see you
It
next
won't even
Monday.
be dual therapy. It'll be single pill.
That would be dope. The thing with I'm not
single
pushing back.
injection.
I'm just thinking out loud. 2 Jews get together and talk like, oh, you're wrong.
wait, are these guys both Jewish? Are either of them Jewish? Or is that just a Jewish joke? Never mind.
Single injection would be dope. The thing is, people have different genetics for muscularity and food drive, and so a single injection would kind of do a ton of good. But I think 2 pills can also make sense, because like some
Oh, his last name is Israel Tell. True.
people don't need much more muscle, but they need much less food drive. The other way around is also the case. But in any case, let's just go with 1 pill, right, to make it super simple. People come in today, we're like, hey, go resistance train and eat better. They're like, dope, see you, never, and they fucking don't do it. Nowadays, now some of them do, and that's great. But now, maybe in the future, when we get a non-androgenic anabolic developed that's safe and effective and really very targeted, then we have the situation where people are taking a medication that not only lowers, let's say, God damn it, back to two medications just to keep this very clear. They're taking a medication that lowers their overall body weight and adiposity. They're brought the fat down. Now they're taking a medication. It does 2 things. 1, it brings their muscularity up. And if they want to engage in resistance training for mobility, for health, for strength, for enjoyment, for connective tissue stuff, it makes that a much more fruitful enterprise. I can't tell you how many people I've consulted and trained and seen over the years who people tell them resistance train, it's great. These are people with good genetics. They're often young. Theyese are older people with not so great genetics for muscle. Bro, they're in the gym weeks and weeks and weeks. Something happens, but not much. If you look at the exercise science data directly, you'll notice there are a group of people, maybe like about 1/5 of everyone who's in an exercise science study. They don't lift weights, and all of a sudden for 16 weeks, they make them lift weights 3 times a week. Something like 1/5 of those people gain undetectable amounts of muscle. Like, if in the first 16 weeks of a program you don't gain detectable muscle, people talk about noob gains, like you gain a wildly disproportionate totality of your muscle in the first few weeks. If that ain't happening for you, man. Can you imagine your doctor says lift weights? You do. You come back a year later. You're like, 3 days a week I've been doing RP hypertrophy app. I did it all. And then they measure, they do the DEXA. You're like, you lost a pound of muscle. That legitimately happens.
That's got to be not only does it have to be an obscenely small amount of the population, that has to be like some kind of disorder as well, right? Like your muscles have to rebuild, no? Otherwise, every time you engage in like strenuous activity, your muscles would just fucking atrophy like permanently, no? It was like 1 in 50 in the study he's referencing. Even that sounds high. I feel like there's got to be a nutrition problem. Like they lied about their, or something. I feel like something else has to be going on. That sounds.
So just to cut this off at the pass, I'm not saying we need to replace resistance training in gyms with modern non-androgenic anabolics. They're going to be empowering for everyone. And look, if you never go to the gym, hey, shit, they'll be empowering for you too. And then we can get to this world where people are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and they are lean and they have lots of muscle mass. Not a ton, just a decent amount. And it's going to impact disease across the board in an unbelievably profound way. Because when I look at folks that are in their 50s, 60s, et cetera, and they're soft, they're not large, they're soft. I'm thinking, fuck, man, 5 or 10 years, you're going to break something, or your type 2 diabetes is going to go up. And what do I do about this? Well, eat better and try to make better choices. They already eat pretty well. They just don't have enough muscle. There's no glucose sink. Yeah. You solve that problem. It's enormous. Now, the first wave of AI-powered drug discovery is already cresting. They've been most pharmaceutical companies are pretty open with what they're working on. It's not that because they're working on Alzheimer's, diabetes, crazy killer problems that millions have. This, I think, is hopefully going to be next gen. And when it happens, it'll be a big deal.
I think that's your most reasonable prediction that you made thus far.
It's more of a hope than a prediction, really.
But I think it's the most reasonable because when you look at a lot of the medications that exist in dual therapy in that way, they're almost counteractive. So, for example, there's some medications that have an NSAID and then a sucralfate to coat in a stomach to reduce the side effects, or an
I don't know what any of this means.
Opioid medication plus an anti-constipation medicine with it. So like they're always trying to pair two things that take one of the problems and solve the back end side effect.
Yes, and I think this is just insanely obvious. And usually you're very good at pushback. I haven't heard much from you in this regard because it's a real thing, right? I think so many people don't know that having higher muscularity within a given body is so health promoting. And if you have a non-androgenic anabolic in the mix via nutrient partitioning, most of what you eat now goes to feed the muscle because it's so hungry all the time. And so it actually is a second order effect, is to keep you leaner. So for any amount of food you eat, if you're on a decent dose of non-androgenic anabolic, you're actually going to be leaner because muscle simply occupies more of that space and takes more of your food. Like, when you're lifting a lot and you're jacked and lean and everything, you just eat tons of food. People are like, don't you get fat? You're like, I don't know, man. I lift weights so much and I have so much muscle. It's just hungry and eats all the time. And my fat's like, damn it, feed me. And there's nothing left. That is such a profound thing that I think I'm really excited about that future development. And I hope folks listening that maybe work at a pharmaceutical company can, talk to the CEO or something, tell them, hey, there's money to be made here.
I'm surprised you think that right now people don't think muscle is a big component of health.
I think they do, but I think they're like an order of magnitude away from how big of a component they how important it is. There's a thing about recognizing the importance of something nominally, and there's a thing about how important is it? Pretty important. No, very important. I think people need to shift more towards this is really important.
Okay, muscle is very important. You're a Nazi. There's great takeaways from this podcast.
Jesus,
I had fun too.
I thought I read there were two of these tests that are very determinative of health for an individual. One is a stand-up test, which I think you rate from a scale from 1 to 10 or something, or 1 to 5, from a laying down position or from a seated position or something. Can you stand up without using your hands or any kind of assistance relatively easily? And then I think the second one might just be grip strength, but just these two very basic tests, I think could be super predictive of future health bullshit.
I actually wanted to talk about 10 other subjects and we got none of them. So that sounds like part 3. Maybe we could do it on your show.
I'd love that.
Yeah, if I'm still waiting for the invitation. So
you're too important to invite. We've invited you 10 times, and your butlers keep saying that the mail's going to some other part of the compound. They call it.
Okay, let's make it what do they call it? A SMART goal. So at least let's be specific. When I come on your show, what topics are we talking about?
Okay, good one. Fuck. Okay, Jesus. All right. I don't know how that took 6.5 hours to go through. Now watch Greg Doucette shit on Dr. Mike. 32 minutes, bro.
В связи с тем, что нам удалось остановить реализацию военно-биологических программ на освобожденных территориях Украины, Пентагон вынужден переносить незавершенное...
Okay, crazy Russian propaganda. What is this? This is why you should have dash cam. Okay, this is way too fucking loud. Bass. Wait. We've watched this video, haven't we? This is an old video, right? Am I crazy? He goes to turn left and this guy rear ends him or something? Yeah. Or no, he just brakes. Okay. December 15th. Crazy clips. Oh, it's just Repost random videos based. Abrupt stop for no reason on a road is in fact illegal as well. What? You don't know why they're braking? What if the guy was having a panic attack and needed to call an ambulance? I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Destiny doubly down on his defense of healthcare insurance companies. Does he have a point? 450 comments. Oh, I'm sure this is a wonderful thread. Exercise scientist critiques Dana White's misleading transformation.
Is that pills work, and they work really well, and they're evidence-based, research-backed, and they also work right away. If you have high blood pressure, taking blood pressure medication makes it go away tomorrow. If you have high blood pressure, but you try to diet and exercise and lose weight out of it, it will work. But in months and years, and as soon as you're successful, the success of blood pressure medications begins and ends at you taking the pill out of the container, putting it in your mouth. So drugs are way faster way to get some immediate.
Oh. Oh no. They're hitting Luigi with terrorism charges, oh brother. After thorough research, I found this. Terrorism, the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. Somebody give me a cop video to watch. Don't know why. Not doing it. Did we read this on stream, or was this? I don't remember. I feel like I know I've read this before. 300K, while it may seem like a lot to someone making minimum wage, isn't upper class. Hell, it's not even upper middle class anymore. You have more in common with him than he has with the actual elite. This is how they try and divide us. No, he had slightly more money than you. Yeah, but neither of us can buy a congressman, and both of us are one bad medical issue from bankruptcy and death. So stop being a class traitor and wake the hell up. At least get paid like the McDonald's rat if you're going to be one. Okay. Destiny, the guy at a manifesto wrote on the casings, isn't this the clearest case of terrorism? I don't know what terrorism is from a charging perspective in the United States. I mean, we can just look up the guy. Luigi Charge. Indictment on first-degree murder and furtherance of terrorism. Murder charge statutes, New York. Okay, so we have murder in the first degree. Destiny, is this even untrue though? It's cringe, but someone making 300K is closer to a minimum wage worker than someone making $1 million a year, let alone $1 billion. I think it depends maybe on the type of lifestyle you want to lead. I don't know. I'm a bad person to ask because the only thing I want in life is a good computer and video games. No, I don't play games anymore. I can't say that. Fuck. I guess Twitter to argue with people then. $300K to $1 million isn't much. Well, so that's what I was gonna say. Like 300K annual to $1 million annual earnings isn't a big difference. However, I only say that because I don't do anything with my money. I just put it in an investment account. If I wanted to, technically, I can do significantly more things with the amount of money I earn now than when I earn less, when I earn like 200 or 300K a year. I just don't. Like now it just goes into a fucking savings account. And by savings, I mean into your mom's puss. Sorry. Okay. What are these? Are these like... A person is guilty in murder of the first degree when, with intent to cause the death of another person, he causes the death of such person or of a third person, and either... So this is what it has to be with murder in the first degree. So there's two elements. This is part one, and then it has to be one of these. I think, right? Wait, hold on. I don't understand. This is... Are these like special first degree murders? Or is this for every first degree murder? It has to have one of these secondary things. Huh, okay. So, okay, the victim was killed in furtherance of an act of terrorism as defined in paragraph B of subdivision 1 of section 490.05 of this chapter. How do they define terrorism in New York? New York. Act of terrorism. Of subdivision 1 of section 490.05. This here. Act of terrorism for purposes of this article means an act or acts constituting a specified offense as defined in subdivision 3 of the section, which person may be convicted in the criminal courts of the state pursuant to Article 20 of the Criminal Procedure Law, or an act or acts constituting an offense in any other jurisdiction within or outside the territorial boundaries of the United States, which contains all of the essential elements of a specified offense that is intended to. Okay, so we have another, so we satisfy this first part, right? We've a specified offense, I think murder, right? I'm assuming that is in this or whatever. It's the B version. Oh, no, wait. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Just kidding. Never mind. It's not actually part of this. It's this. It's the B version. For purposes of subparagraph 13 of paragraph A of subdivision 1 of section 125.27. It was this one here. Nice. Because that's what this is. 1.5 or 1, whatever bullshit. Okay. Means activities that involve a violent act or acts dangerous to human life that are in violation of the criminal laws of the state and are intended to, 1, intimidate or coerce a civilian population, 2, influence the policy of a unit of government by intimidation or coercion, or 3, affect the conduct of a unit of government by murder, assassination, or kidnapping. I wonder what happens if you fail to meet that secondary element. Is everything dropped? Or does it just go to second degree murder? Or, like, I wonder how difficult it is to prove that secondary element. I don't know. Huh. You got 2 second degree counts. That's what your and to see a misclassified random events as systematic, or more generally to see patterns whether or none, is common to human experience and known as apophenia. Okay. Just the terrorism charge would be dropped? Well, there was no terrorism charge. It's like terrorism is the underlying element of the first-degree murder charge. Karate Kid Legends. Another Karate Kid. Can we guess the entire plot of the movie from... Hi!
Sensei Miyagi.
Oh my god, that's the other guy!
Came looking for you.
Oh shit, that's the first Karate Kid. Oh my god, member berries. Oh my god, it's the guy from the thing and the guy from the thing and the guy from the thing. 3 different guys from all the things. Wow. That's crazy. Oh boy.
And so it begins.
Okay, we'll do this last one. If I can handle it. Oh god. I'll be back 1 sec. God, I wish Tifa died in the main video game.
And so it begins. Democrats now calling for more cultural dominance, praising Hassan Piker, saying we must support individuals like this. Now, Fox News ain't pulling any punches. They say top Harris aide hypes radical activist who said America deserved 9/11 while plotting future for Dems. House Democrat called Hassan Piker a poster child for the post-October 7th outbreak of anti-Semitism in America earlier this year. Me oh my. Well, basically what we're seeing right now is Democrats recognizing that they've lost cultural control. The corporate press is no longer what it used to be. As I've been warning, especially in the previous video, the big players, Disney, Comcast, you name it, they are going to dump money in this space, and they will make sure that these voices rise to the top. Now, I don't believe Hassan Piker is in the path of that trampling that's underway because he's too, anti-Israel, I guess.
So, what does that mean that culture is controlled by conservatives? Does that mean in the lead up to Trump being elected, it wasn't accurate or fair to say that conservatives are mad that liberals dominate the space? Was it really conservatives dominating the space the entire time? Or what does that mean? Like, how can you simultaneously be the victim and the champion always?
Yes. Now, I think if you are going to play up, like look at Twitch in the apocalypse where he is, many people are blaming him for this. Advertisers don't want to touch things where they're going to get accused of any isms. Let's roll, baby. The left is going to say they're defending Israel. The right, well, a lot of people on the right are going to say they're defending Israel too. Let me put it this way. Corporations don't care if it's Israel or black people or gay people or otherwise. Corporations don't want shock and defense regardless of where it comes from. And the people who are very Israel-centric, be it for or against, are going to claim that they're the perceived victim, whatever it may be. The reason why I think Hassan Piker is not going to be chosen in this regard is because corporations are going to say he evokes too much negative attention as it pertains to offense. Now, if you're a channel that's critical of some things, maybe gay marriage or something like that, you'll probably still get some advertisers, but it's a sliding scale. You can be critical of Israel and there's no problem. Some people certainly exaggerate and say that, no, you can't, they'll come for you. It depends on what you're saying in your criticism. Like, the things Hassan Piker said about October 7th.
What? Hassan is retweeting chat logs of me? What the fuck? How obsessed is he with me now? My God. I was my biggest hater to imagine my potential as a 350k live concurrent streamer. Jesus. From a guy retweeting chat logs of me. Who's this guy? 1,180 followers. How did he even get tuned into this tweet? Jesus.
And his stance is they go a little far. And I'm not saying it's extreme, I'm saying they go far in one direction. And for a lot of people as it pertains to Israel, they make it their whole identity. Advertisers don't want to be associated with something that's going to cost them money. So if you are talking about race issues and you're hyper-focused on crime rates of the black community, you can talk about it, nobody cares, but if it's all you talk about, advertisers are going to say no. Democrats probably won't go this direction. That's probably why Fox News is criticizing them. But they are going to go for many of these other liberal creators, who I'm not going to mention, because I don't want to give them any airtime on that regard. Fox News says, Harris's former deputy campaign manager, Rob Flaherty, said in a recent interview that Democrats are losing hold of culture and laid a strategy for them to develop a whole thriving system ahead of future elections. We need a whole thriving ecosystem. It's not just pods of America, though I think we should have more of them. It's not just Hassan Piker. We should have more Hassan Pikers. It's also the cultural creators, the folks who are one rung out, who influence a nonpartisan audience. Those things all need to happen together. The reality is, it's not going to be big media organizations. It's going to be a network and constellation of individual personalities, because that's how people get their information now. Yet. Flaherty previously served as the director of digital strategy for the Biden White House, is likely to face backlash for calling for more Hassan Pikers in Piker's past controversial comments. He had previously raised more than $1 million for Palestinian aid, used his platforms with millions of followers to downplay and justify attacks such as October 7th and 9/11 as acts of resistance in recent years. Yeah, he said something nasty about 9/11. He said nasty stuff about Dan Crenshaw's eye. I mean, a little crass. During a 2019 live stream, Piker praised the brave effing soldier who wounded Dan Crenshaw while he was deployed in Afghanistan as a Navy SEAL, asking, didn't he go to war and literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave effing soldier, effed his eye hole with their D? Yikes, man. Is that what Democrats are going for? Holy smokes. Look, this is what they're going for. They're praising the murder of that CEO. This is what they're going for. He wanted to say that America deserved 9/11, saying before later walking it back, saying it was inappropriate.
Wait, was Tim defending the murder? Or I'm sorry. Was Tim defending the CEO? I would have imagined that Tim would have been on the side of the CEO shooter. That would have been my guess.
However, in another stream this year, he joked about 9/11 again, saying, oh my God, 9/11-2 is going to be so sick, and give Saudi Arabia a nuke so they can do 9/11-2. Wow, that's, jeez, dude.
Jesus
In another stream,
Christ.
Piker broadcast propaganda from the Houthis, an Iranian-backed group in Yemen. So we get it. Okay, guys, I'm not here to rag on Hassan
Why? Because Tim's conservative? Because he's like a populist, so like the whole billionaire CEO shit. I would imagine he would have been on the shooter side.
Piker. I know people don't like him. They're going to mention that Hassan said Hamas was the lesser evil next to Israel. His Twitch streams regularly hit more than 1 million views and often have as many as 30,000 viewers
Trump defended the CEO. Oh, true. So they all have to fall in line.
at a time. We here at Timcast are rather proud of flying under the radar over and over again. For some reason, we rarely ever get mentioned. I think I'm good at hiding in this cave and not doing external press. Though I do think, our media strategy is largely that it has to change. I want to talk to you about where we're currently at and why this story is big. This is the war, my friends. The media.
Why does everything have to be a fucking war? Okay, yeah.
is coming. They're praising Hassan Piker. It's exactly what I predicted. We are going to see more of this moving forward. I got a response on the comment section from Candace Owens about what I said. And I think there's a lot to bring on this, so I definitely want to get into more of Candace's argument and the point she's making, because I'm not saying she's wrong at all. I largely agree with her and the issues at play and where we go media-wise. With the Democrats calling for more Hassan Pikers, I'm going to reiterate, Brett Cooper launching her own channel is a good thing. Certainly you wanted her to retain the massive marketing efforts of the Daily Wire. She's not going to, but I think she'll be all right. Reagan, replacing Brett, is going to get the massive infrastructure of the Daily Wire. Is that what people are mad? Like, honest question for those in the comments. Is the issue that the Daily Wire spends a ton of money promoting and building up this channel and you want Brett to have that capability? I think she's going to find a way. Having another Reagan is really good. It's really annoying how people just want Daily Wire to be evil. I really just don't like the people who make their whole identity Israel. Guys.
You literally did this, though. You literally sided with Crowder in the but it's because Tim was thinking maybe that Crowder actually had a shot at taking the Daily Wire out or something. Like, Tim in the most, like, business retard fucking pod ever. I wanted to fight against him and Rick Hader on this because they were both so wrong. When Crowder was accusing the Daily Wire of engaging in bad business practice or whatever, the Daily Wire is like being super standard. But I guess now but I guess since Crowder is falling off and the Daily Wire is exploding or doing well, I guess.
You can criticize Daily Wire, you criticize Israel. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the people who are obsessed with nothing but Israel and criticize Daily Wire in that vein. Okay? If you're critical of Daily Wire, you're allowed to be. Not saying that. But we need more people in the space. We need more investment. They're outright saying they want more Hassan Pikers. Well, we want more Brett Coopers. We want more people who are going to be calling out the lies, the cheating, and stealing. And if we don't focus on like Reagan and Brett are of comparable cultural worldview, despite any personal drama or beef that people may perceive. I don't know. I don't care. What we don't want is more Hassan Pikers. Hassan's welcome to come on the show and debate anytime. He's going to stand by his ideas. But if Democrats start reinforcing that space.
So Hassan Piker, just not to make this about me, but so Hassan Piker, who said we need more 9/11s, give Saudi Arabia a nuke, made fun of Dan Crenshaw's eye, and this guy says, Tim Pool says he's extremely crazy and radical. He'll invite him onto the show, but he's scared of talking to me. Interesting, huh? Well, it makes you think.
We get crushed. They're going to pull in, Disney's going to have $1 billion in revenue, and they're going to say, let's allocate $500 million towards owning the podcast space. They already largely control a lot of it. And while they come out and say conservatives are well-funded and organized, that's just not true. The majority of these people who are quote-unquote conservative, independent, the biggest names in the space, largely independent. No big networks. Then you look at these other popular podcasts, and they're more likely to have networks and be produced serialized shows coming from the corporate press and legacy media. It's changing. Rumble's doing a great job. Daily Wire's doing a great job. The Blaze, they're there as well. But everyone's saying, what, you don't think they're doing a great job? The Blaze is doing all right, but they need to do more. You've got these networks, they could do better. So in response to what we're seeing here, as it pertains to NDAs, I want to cover this and highlight this because Candace did respond based on my last post. For those who aren't familiar, I basically said that Brett leaving the Daily Wire is likely a contract dispute. They didn't come to terms, so she went to do her own channel. So long as she gets good advice and she knows what she's doing, she should be totally fine. I do have concerns about the launching of her channel as of yet. Without any content on it, that could be a big risk as it creates dead subs. I want to stress that because I hope people around her are telling her this. But a lot of people are saying that Daily Wire this bad. Otherwise, they're saying, oh, it's all your friends. Yeah, I consider them to be friends. I think they're doing a great job, and I want to see them succeed. They're building culture. Rumble's doing the same thing. Where's anybody coming out telling me that I'm shilling for Rumble when I praise Rumble over and over again? And this is the funny thing. TimCast.com is Rumble infrastructure. It's all our back end. So here's what I want to say. As per NDAs, there's something important to know.
Rumble.com is the Timcast infrastructure. Wait, what does that mean? What?
Where's anybody coming out telling me that I'm shilling for Rumble when I praise Rumble over and over again? And this is the funny thing. TimCast.com is Rumble infrastructure. It's all our back end. So,
well, like he's renting server space and everything for Timcast from Rumble because Rumble does like server. Wait, do they? They do, right? Or they told me that. I don't even know where you would go to look at like buying this, but okay.
Here's what I want to say. As per NDAs, there's something important to know. Candace responded when I said there's more to law than just what is written down. There's the court of public opinion. She said, maybe I misunderstood your intention when you wrote, at any time Brett can say anything she wants. Maybe you meant NDAs can technically be violated. They can literally be violated any time with consequences commensurate with your willingness to engage in such consequences.
You just described every contract ever. I mean, you can violate literally any contract at any point in time, assuming you have free will and aren't dead. I mean, yes, that's true. You can also break laws, by the way, as long as you're willing to deal with the consequences.
Candace said, parking that aside and speaking more broadly, I find that the purpose of NDAs should be simply to protect important company information. I make my employees sign one pages to protect information about addresses, contacts, information about my kids, etc. I've never put an employee under NDA contract because I was worried about them telling the truth about how I treated them. I think that is the core of the current NDA debate, disclosure versus disparagement. And at the heart of what Kanye was hitting at 2 years ago. Putting people under contract so you can treat them like ish and then threaten them financially if they speak about it, as similarly alluded to by the Crowder-Jared controversy, is an entirely different conversation. I just want to point out the paradoxical or insular, whatever you want, insular Crowder-Jared controversy, but Crowder-Daily Wire controversy. And I'm like, guys, we don't need the drama. Okay? Everybody. It's just seemingly whatever. She says, I also take issue with their mutual point. Oftentimes, they are not reciprocal. I know plenty of people who are in non-reciprocal clauses. They sign them because they need the job and don't imagine relationships souring. They're all mutual. And I'm not speaking from a legal sense. I'm speaking from a court of public opinion. That's the point. NDAs, when you say you're not going to speak about certain things, the mutual nature of it, I'm referring to. And again, I'm not saying Candace is wrong. I think the way she interpreted what I was saying, I will own up to. Let me clarify in that regard.
Damn, he's simping so hard for Candace. Are they trying to do like conservative unity, or is he looking for like co-hosts, or is he struggling and he needs like more goodwill in the conservative community, or I wonder what's going on here. He's super conciliatory.
When you go to war is what really matters. Too many people live in this world of boxes and lines. The contract says it, therefore, doesn't matter. If you came to me and said, Tim, I want a job, and I made you sign a contract where I said, I get to own your dog, and you were like, I never agreed to give my dog, well, I just signed it. A judge is going to tell me to shut up. They're going to be like, you can't slip in weird provisions to trick people in contracts. The contract is dissolved. Nothing you can do to enforce it. Not only that, but how am I going to get your dog? Like, you can literally be like, nice try, dude, not going to happen. The point of mutual, what I mean by saying mutual is that going to war is a crisis largely of both parties. Often NDAs are literally mutual, saying parties
I hate this guy so much that when he did when he was talking about the contracts with the Daily Wire and Steve Ricardo, he was saying some of the dumbest, most retarded shit I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. Like, nobody that's worked in this industry for any amount of time would say this. And he did the same shit when he was talking to Sam Cedar. I was going to say Steve Ricardo. When he was talking to Sam Cedar, and he was like, oh, I can't talk about any past deals, I'm NDA. He was saying the most retarded shit ever. But now when he's talking, it's obvious that he understands these concepts. He is right, by the way. Contract is worth whatever you can wipe on your fucking ass with it. Like, if I were to sign some NDA with the fucking Daily Wire, and then like fucking one of their employees fucking rapes me or some crazy shit, you think you would follow that NDA? Not only would you not follow that NDA, they probably wouldn't even try to enforce it if you went public, because they want to get that shit out of the public eye as soon as fucking possible, right? NDAs are like for either really important shit, like fucking crazy shit that you would go to court over, which you ideally wouldn't leak, but like over like mistreatment of employees and stuff like that, like the PR, the public damage nightmare fallout from shit like this is not worth going after somebody just most of the time, right? Like they're like promise contracts. Like, I promise I won't do this. I probably won't do this. You won't do this. I won't do this. We have like a mutual understanding, like more or less. Like, I don't think any of these are ever like, has there ever been a case in all of like esports or like online content creation history where somebody's like gone to court to like rigidly and heavily enforce an idea? I don't think so. Any of these things get broken all the time.
But how am I going to get your dog? Like, you can literally be like, nice try, dude, not going to happen. The point of mutual, what I mean by saying mutual, is that going to war is a crisis largely of both parties. Often NDAs are literally mutual, saying parties agree not to disparage or disclose information about either party as it pertains to certain contracts. That is true, but many people are not in a legally mutual, meaning only you can't disparage them, they can disparage you. However, usually doesn't happen that way, and the war would be mutual. So I'll own up to that and say I mean to clarify. Candace says, like I said, Ye was making a lot of important points about predatory contracts and industries where you have young artists and talent coming up that enter into contractual agreements. These artists usually are not repped by lawyers when they sign them, and then are made to understand the severity of what they signed later. I believe Cardi B is an example of this. It's a major issue with Hollywood-type contracts. Personally speaking,
the issue with Hollywood-type contracts, I don't believe has to do with like fucking NDAs. It has to do with signing over like huge amounts of rights to contracts and getting fucked over on royalties and getting fucked over on the income that you probably should be generating based on the revenue that you're generating for the company that's signing you. I don't think it's just like NDAs or what's fucking over a lot of these artists, assuming they're even getting fucked over. But
every contract I've signed in my career has been different from the one before. It simply depends on the employer and how they view and treat talent. My response: I said, yes, what I mean is NDAs are extremely difficult to enforce, and resolution, especially with arbitration clauses, can still favor the person who violated the NDA, disclosure or disparagement. In the event Brett or anyone of these agreements decides to go to war and violate them, the sanctions can be nothing compared to blowback on the corporation.
Yes.
Thus,
True.
for most parties, it's easier to not go to war and just abide by it.
True. Yep.
Keep things private. If ever a backstabbing was so egregious, people would, and famously have, violated these agreements.
Yep.
When politics are involved, people can see a lot of money in attacking perceived enemies.
Yep.
I highlight this summary of the McLibel case, which I made reference to in the previous segment. The McLibel case backfired at McDonald's primarily because it attracted massive negative publicity and scrutiny worldwide, undermining the company's reputation rather than protecting
I can't believe you ChatGPT do this.
it. The simple version is Helen Steele and Dave Morris were distributing leaflets which were libelous, and McDonald's got mad that they were lying. So they sued them, Streisand affecting them, resulting in everybody hearing about the claims. Caused reputational damage because McDonald's labor practices, environmental impact, and food health concerns were publicly examined and criticized. David versus Goliath was one scenario. One component, when McDonald's, a massive corporation, was perceived as bullying two limited individuals with limited resources. It's literally what we're seeing happening now, and no one's even gone to war. The narrative for many people is that Daily Wire has been bullying people, and quite literally, no one's even disparaged each other. The length and cost was the largest in British history, lasting over 10 years. McDonald's won the lawsuit, but the reputational damage outweighed their legal victory. So a lot of people are making points and blah, 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 and whatever, don't care. The moral is never sign an NDA. Okay. Somebody responded with, oh yeah, but Tim makes people sign NDAs. Yeah, for the same reason Candace said. Look, if I want to do a movie, and I tell one party in all contracts, I brought this up a lot. In contracts, you assert rights over everything you claim, and you are responsible if you lie. So if I go to someone and say, I have the right to this story about a young up-and-coming skateboarder who wants to take over the world of skateboarding, whatever, I don't know. A company says, you have full legal rights to this story, and we can produce it. We enter into a contract. Let's say that I have an employee who's not under an NDA, and they're allowed to communicate all of these ideas. So they go to another company and then say, here's the idea, and that company says, we're going to make that. That could put me in breach of the other contract where they say, you had all legal rights over this, but it turns out that guy had a legal right to bring the story to anybody else. So you have to have non-competes. I think non-compete, like ownership rights, is non-competes is not the way to describe it. You're not going to produce content when you work here. You're not going to write for anybody else without approval. You're not going to take any of our ideas elsewhere. You're not going to explain core functions of the business, and you're not going to smack talk us. Okay? Otherwise, you would not be able to enter into these other contracts. Nobody would want to, even for non-disparagements. Don't get me wrong. There are corrupt entities out there, and Candace is completely right about that, and people enter into bad contracts. However, the issue largely is not at play today in many ways. Ye is correct in this industry because you need these labels. But right now, you don't need the Daily Wire. Brett Cooper leaves, and what happens? She launches her own channel. Now, she's not going to get the marketing apparatus of the Daily Wire, but she doesn't deserve it. She deserves everything she built. She deserves your support, but she doesn't deserve anyone else's money other than the money she makes. That's what I'm trying to say. The Daily Wire doesn't want to spend money on her. That's fine, okay? No one else is. She is free to go and on her own terms build her own thing, and she can. Now, with Hollywood and these agreements, where would you go? If you get booted off your label, what do? A lot of these bands have no means of starting a new channel, and so they end up nowhere. But Brett was able to use the comment section platform to announce her new show, and with her Instagram that was built up by Daily Wire and her Twitter, and the work she did. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that she did nothing. I'm saying it's a total corporate combined effort. She is going to walk away with a big opportunity. So it's not all bad. Here's what I'm going to say. The David and Goliath thing is already happening. We've got Democrats basically coming out saying they want to start funding more Hassan Pikers. And people are like, ooh, the Daily Wire, they're so bad. Come on, guys. Criticize them when it makes sense. But this is a company that challenged the vaccine mandates and made a video saying outright, we will sue the government and we will not do this. While the Democrat establishment media fired people who refused and forced everyone to do it. They lied, they cheated, and they stole from us. And y'all think the Daily Wire is the bad guy? We use Rumble infrastructure, okay? At Timcast, I praise Rumble every single day. I think they're doing a great job, okay? If this is all we've got, by all means, I'm not saying don't criticize things that you think are bad, but this is the bottom of the barrel. And the bigger play is against what they are doing now with the Democratic Party and building up these personalities. So I find it silly to see Crowder being, people attacking louder with Crowder over the Jared scenario. I look at that, I'm like, guys, we need Crowder. Then I see the Crowder Daily Wire, and I'm like, guys, we need you both. People are tweeting at me and Candace like, please don't fight. I like both of your shows. I got to be with Candace. I don't know. She's commenting. She's giving her thoughts on the NDA situation. Granted, she was under NDA at the Daily Wire, so I understand her position on this. She's not wrong. I'm just trying to explain how I feel
It's
about
so strategic. It's crazy how strategic this is. Like, okay, we're all going to work together now. Now it's all cool. So all the trashing each other and the shitting on each other and the fighting all beforehand was just like, I guess it's all like performative.
I don't know why people are mad. People just want drama. They're like, not a good look for you, Tim. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even saying Candace is wrong. I'm just pointing out that warfare, like, if you want to go to war with NDA, you can. And it can be detrimental to the company, even if you're in the wrong. Let me wrap up by saying this. I've had people violate NDAs on me. I couldn't do anything about it. So what can you, like, the lawyers, the judges are just like, we don't care. The world does not work this way. Nobody wants to go to war because we don't need the war. Brett is taking the honorable path because she's honorable. The Daily Wire also said the same thing. Like, we're sad to see her go. We wish her the best. They're letting her launch this channel off the comment section. And I think it may be slightly acrimonious, but what I see here is no need for drama. Both parties may be upset.
Doug, I'm familiar with the spin on this quote. Give the exact quote.
100% spin.
As a homework assignment, after this is over,
What is the spin about
and
that?
type in Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, immigrants, and listen to the rhetoric that they used back then to talk about the need for asylum and the need for allowing people into this country. And listen to that speech and the way they talk versus the way that Trump, Harris, and Biden all talk about immigrants now. Like, don't do it now. Save it for
Trump
later.
with Biden and Harris, for Christ's
I
sake.
certainly will.
Wait a minute.
No,
We're
you
going to fight with Ogre Boy soon, but let's wrap this up with Doug. Doug, what was the quote about the surge thing? What can you remind me what it was?
Apparently this ogre boy is the guy that was tweeting me or tweeting my chat logs. Holy fuck.
It was, we want a surge to the border of immigrants.
Exactly.
I looked that up. I can't find shit what you're talking about here.
I would have to look it up.
Yeah. Well,
March 16th, 2021, Biden says, don't leave your town. Tells migrants.
Well, and while we're contemplating this, Doug, why wouldn't you have voted for the administration that deported people at a higher rate than the guy you voted for?
You mean the Obama administration?
And the Biden administration deported more people and at a higher rate than the Trump administration.
Great question, because I think it's more efficient to not let people in so you don't have to deport them in the first place.
Okay, and that would make sense for raw. That would make sense for raw numbers. I would totally understand. Listen, this person deported fewer people than this person, but he did a better job of not letting people in. That doesn't address the rate. Biden deported more people at a greater rate.
I am all for deportations of.
No, but now you're dodging. I'm
not dodging. I'm answering
clearly right. No, you're not. Right?
Yeah, ask it again. One sentence.
Why would you vote for Trump if your goal is to have as few undocumented immigrants in this country as possible and the expedited widespread removal of undocumented migrants from this country? Why didn't you vote for the administration that deported undocumented migrants at a higher rate?
That's a long run-on sentence
question,
but I'll answer it. Because number one, I do think Trump is viewed in the world as tougher on immigration, more xenophobic, and more racist.
Okay, I don't care. Can you tell your community to hack Tim next? Yes. Go to... What is our Patreon, actually? Wait. Actually don't know. Oh. Bridges Studio based. Tomorrow morning I'm talking to Coleman Hughes. Oh boy. That'll be fun. I think we have a thing now where you can submit questions if you want. I think we're putting them in a section at the end of the podcast. So if you have questions for Coleman, sign up to the Patreon. Here you go. You taking any Christmas breaks? Probably not. Tissue, carpet, wax, pluck, drag, nerve. Wait. Clay, graft, grass, artery, hard, heart, drive, grit, construction, and avenue. Okay. Things you can do to hair. Like wax it, pluck it. No. Things in your body, nerve, artery, heart. No. Oh, wait. Nerve, artery, heart, tissue? Oh my God. Baited. 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 Ooh, baited. Ooh, baited. Good bait. Ooh, that was so clever. Oh, I bet the guy wrote, oh, this is going to be so clever. Ooh. Okay. This guy's got grit. He's hard. He's got some nerve. He's got heart. He's got drive. He's hard. He's got grit. He's got hard. Or he's got heart. Nerve or hard? Bro, are you serious? I'm getting fucking memed hard here. This? That was an accident. I clicked the wrong thing. Intrepidity. Grit, heart, nerve, pluck? Okay, for a road. Artery? You can call a road an artery? Avenue, a drag? And drive? Okay. Kinds of paper. Construction paper, graphing paper, tissue paper, wax paper. Okay. Kinds of tennis courts. Carpeted, clay, grass, and hard? What? Okay. Jesus. All right, let's lock the fuck in. Lock in, boys. Look at this. Wait, who are these people in the background? Look at that bonger fuck. Bongers? Are they bongers or are they super famous American presidents that I should know about? Oh my God. These must be bongers, please. Oh, is she the one lady? The evil one. Please. Please be bonging, please. Please. Oh, please. Please, bong in 2017. Please, bong, bong. Yes! Yes! President Donald J. Trump and Prime Minister Theresa May walking up the staircase lined with former Prime Minister's portraits. Let's fucking go. 45K day. Today is a 45. Today will be 45K. Just letting you know, it will be a 40. Oh my God. Wait, crown? Crown thing means... Ratakaupua. Jesus, the fuck is this guy doing? Tallberg. I don't know. Where the fuck is Jenna Last? Jenna Bass. What the fuck is this weird ass bullshit? Bruh, where are you going? Where are you going? Okay. Don't worry, we got this. We got this. Yeah. I truly don't know. Oh, no, wait. Other people had monarchs, not just the British, right? Who else had monarchs? Like, fucking everybody did. I'm just, well, fucking when in doubt, choose fucking Austria, dude. I don't fucking know. Don't know, don't care. Don't know, don't care. What are we? Year. Big van, 60s. 62, good as anything. Fuck it. Wait, any movies? Nope, don't care. Nope, wait. Europe is always way behind on tech, so 75. Let's fucking go. Helsinki. Who knows? Who cares? There's a massive flag. Oh, I thought that was like a medical thing. I always forget these guys unironically use a doctor fucking symbol for their bullshit. Oh, no, wait. That's not even. Actually, I would have just assumed that was Switzerland. You can't even see the whole flag. Fuck it. Don't care. Don't care. Still on a run. 45K. Let's go. I just need 3 10Ks in a row. Okay. War extra. Enemy planes near New York from Atlantic. What the fuck? When the fuck did that ever happen? Navy hunts. That's a bad word. Bro, what did I miss in World War II? Did we have enemy planes flying from the Atlantic? Who the fuck was flying over there? Okay. Text of the president's war message? We were sending texts back then? What the fuck? Oh my God. Wait, I forgot. What? Okay. Oh shit. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, what city are we in? Sorry, hold on, let me... Are we in New York? We must be. This has got to be. Who the fuck else is this? Oh, wait. No, we're not. San Francisco News. Probably in San Francisco. I don't fucking know, dude. Actually, wait. No, we take those. Never mind. Viewing the morning papers on the morning after the Japanese attack in Pearl Harbor. Ugh, I thought it would have taken a while to get their shit together. Do you think we could have seen it? They don't, whatever. Don't know. Don't care. We take those. Do you guys read a headline? Well, I don't know. Maybe they started fighting in the ocean after the fucking, Zor goes on. Okay. That's all right. We're still on a 45K track. Games of the 9th, the 24th Olympiad in Seoul. Okay. Well, when was the first Olympics? I have no idea. Okay. That's all right. We're going to get a year. We're going to get a year. We're going to get a year, baby. We're going to get a year, baby. We're going to get a... Okay, let's... That's not there. Hello. Up here. How big is this stupid fucking stadium? Okay, come on. Oh, man. 84. That hair. Let's fucking go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 88. Okay. You know what? We take it. West German goalie Oliver Reck being kicked in the back. Yeah, right. Trolled. Epically trolled. Epically troll. Okay, hold on. Next round. Okay. 45K. We need... Okay, we're going to use all of our brain power on this one. All of our brain power. Okay. Let's fucking go. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Did they meet recently, or was this during his presidency? It's got to be recent, right? When did fucking Macron even... It's got to be recent. It's got to be 2024, right? Or was this... No, no, why would he meet him before? No, that would make sense. He's not even... It's got to be like 2019, 2018? Come on. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, it's cold. It's cold. It's raining. Okay, the Notre Dame. I don't know where the fuck that is. I have literally no idea. Okay, let's just... Paris? Seems like it would be, right? It's a famous place. Why? It seems like you'd stick it in Paris. Just, please just pop out at me. Please. Notre Dame, please. I didn't play Assassin's Creed. I didn't play that shit video game. Eiffel Tower. The Notre Dame. They got to be near each other, right? Oh, no. It's like not even close, I bet. Wait, what is that? Why is there a black thing there? Oh, I put that there. Okay. No, Notre Dame. Okay, hold on. Is there like one other city in France where this would be? There's literally nothing in this fucking dog shit country besides Paris. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I know it's not down here. It's in Paris. It's the Notre Dame. It's got to be in Paris. Why the fuck would it be down here? It has to be. Okay, I was trolling. Trolling. That was an epic troll, guys. Totally epic troll. Okay, Paris. Okay. All right. Now, stop. Okay. This It's going to have like a little symbol thing, right? It'll jump out of like Notre Dame. Or here it is. Boom. Right there. What? There's nothing. Hello? No. Oh, stop. Oh my God. Bro, this website fucking... Wait, what is that? Pin? Thank you. Trolls the fuck out of you. Okay, come back. Okay. Give me the symbol things. Fine, don't. No. Please do. Oh my God, there's so many things. Okay, come on. Come on. Oh my God, you can zoom in forever. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Where are we? We are... Okay, there's a bridge thing and a river thing. A bridge thing and a river thing. And we're looking at the... Across from that... We must be looking over here, I guess, right? What the fuck is that? The Saint Chapel. That kind of looks like a saintly chapel. Okay, so that's to the right and that's to the left. Okay, so we must be like over here, right? We're at the hotel. Of course we are. This is where we're taking the picture from. Boom, okay, all right. Maybe, right? Wait, left, right, yeah, okay. And then, what is the year? What is the year directed to? Trump. What are they doing? No masks, no distancing. It can't be COVID time. Come on. I just need one piece of information. One piece, one thing. It couldn't have been recent. Trump didn't talk to him. Did he? Did he? He did, didn't he? I feel like he did. I feel like I remember, but it doesn't make sense. Why would he? He's not even the president yet. He doesn't even care, though. Right? He doesn't give a fuck. He just does whatever. Trump has been talking to world leaders. He has been. Matt Macron. I watched them shake hands, didn't I? It was recent. It was recent. It was. But why? It doesn't make any sense. What is that? It was recent. It was recent. What is this? Fuck it. Let's fucking go. Good luck. Yes! Oh, I was on the wrong side of the bridge. Whatever. Wait. Okay, if you're here, you're looking to the... Isn't this... Oh, I thought this was the Notre Dame, but that's Notre Dame. We take those. I don't care. We take those. We take them. Hell yeah. It is a 45K. All right. I love you guys. It's been fun. Ripperino, cappuccino, poppuccino, hoppuccino, oppuccino, cappuccino, cappuccino, oppuccino, oppuccino, right, nerdness. I will catch you guys next stream. Reno, be careful.